So let's talk about this next scenario. You know, we've already covered a few of the mangrove shorelines and oysters and creek mouths. Well, docks can be a huge play in red fishing, especially when you don't have a clue where fish could be. A dock in itself is its own ecosystem. It's a bait attractor. It's like a reef in a way. And a lot of redfish and other species, especially flounder and snook, use these docks for cover. Not only for cover, but for finding and feeding on bait fish that use it as cover as well. Now, my favorite type of dock is one that's set up just like this. The main river is just behind me, and the water goes from 15 to 18 feet deep up to where we're sitting right now, which on the Ray Marine is 4 feet deep, and I will show you exactly where this dock is. But that's the perfect scenario because fish can go into the deeper water and slip off on the lowest part of the tide and they come back up, and you can work this dock on all points of the tide. I can work it on high water, I can work it on low water, I can work it on mid water. So it's one of the docks I like to use at all points of the tide. And it's got enough pilings and enough coverage here where it gives me lots of opportunities, and it's always in the flow because it's on the main river. So this is one of my more likely docks that I'd want to target if I were looking for some fishing action, but in particular redfish here. And the way I would fish it is I would skip a jig under there, and the backside of the dock sits in about 9 to 10 feet of water, and the upper reaches of this dock that get closer to the bank are only in 2.5 to 3 feet of water. So I would work my way down that dock, and a lead-headed jig is probably going to be the best tool to work a dock with that much grade going down toward the back end of the dock and sliding off into the deeper water. Now let me show you what it looks like right here on my Ray Marine. So you can see the depth contour. See how close the lines are here? This is on the fishing chart, so I'll spread it out a little bit. We're on this side of the dock here, and you can see the deeper edge. That way you can work up here. We're in 4.2 feet of water, 4.3. I could work up here to 2 feet of water. But off the back end of this dock, it's much, much deeper. You can see this is the deepest part of the river here, and we're just that close to the deep stuff. So this is a really appealing dock for a lot of different species. So this is why I target docks like this, the ones that reach out to that little bit deeper water and gives me an opportunity to catch not only redfish, but a lot of types of fish, especially, you know, this time of year it's flounder. So not all docks are created equal, so you might have to spend a lot of time finding the right types of docks that will hold fish. I find the ones that are on the grades where it goes from shallow to deep to be the best, and a lot of those are going to be on the outside points closest to deeper water. But when you go dock fishing for redfish, you can't think that you're going to hit 10, 15, 20 docks and think you're going to have a lot of success. You're likely going to have to hit 50, 60, 70 docks before you find a dock that's holding redfish. So you got to make a concerted effort to focus on fishing docks. You can't just do it haphazardly.